Good evening, everybody, and welcome here to the Sports Talk Network. Specifically, here, welcome to Talking Packers with Steve as we go through each and every week of the NFL football season. We start with the premiere, week one, now with week two, heading into week three. Previewing and predicting here with my co-host with the most here, AJ.
Oh,
Hey, AJ, how you doing? And what were your overall thoughts of week two?
uh, it was a pretty good week. The games were, for the most part, pretty good. I mean, I got to do a little better on these picks of mine. I've been keeping my record, and last week was pretty rough. Last week was rough, but last week was a good week. Uh, Hopefully, the rest of the weeks are just as good. So let's dive into week three. I'm ready.
That's a good reminder there. I myself am actually going to do the mundane task of going through our last episodes for our predictions and give a tally to put on Twitter and on here for updates
Right.
each week. But anyways, yeah, going over week two, it started with the Eagles over the Vikings there at the Thursday night game. That's the 34-28 win. Then on Sunday, the Ravens over the Bengals, 27-24. Seahawks being a pester to the Lions, winning 37-31 there. The Battle of the AFC South, Colts over the Texans, 31-20. The Buccaneers undefeated, beating the Bears 27-17. The Chiefs survived the Jaguars, 17-9. The Falcons, let's just put it this way: the Falcons take the hearts from Packer fans' chests and win 25-24. I mean, what was that?
It was. I don't even know if we should speak on it. Honestly, it was it was upsetting. It was very upsetting.
We had a
Should not.
sizable enough lead, right? At one point in the game, and they start coming back. But even with their comeback, in my opinion, from my side, is when it got to the point of that fourth down conversion by Bijan and that running play. I thought we should have been able to stop that. Like our run defense was doing all right, not perfect. He wasn't destroying us, but he was doing well. And I thought we'd be able to stop him there. And even as the play was developing, the fact that it wasn't just a handoff, it was a pitch. I thought, oh, we're just going to get him right there in the middle of the side. Well, not the middle of the field, but right there in the corner, and be
Yeah.
able to win the game at that moment and move on with our own lives and be 2-0. But
Yeah.
missed tackles, went through, got the first down, and in the end, they won it. Um, I don't know exactly from my end what I would say would be the biggest problem in that game for the reason for losing. But I think, in my opinion, it's not just the comeback itself; it's that one play because that one play mattered the most, right? So that's how I see it. I don't know how you see it. How do you see it from the game?
That was the Joe Barry I know. That was everything that I wanted to end coming from last year. It happened again. It was horrible. There we were lied to about our run defense. It looked good week one. It was
Right.
terrible week two. And then the 3rd and 7, they have DeAndre Campbell all the way outside of the field guarding literally their best player. He's 10 yards back, easy slant, easy
Mhm.
conversion. It was horrible. When the fourth quarter started and everything was going the way it does or it did, I knew immediately what was going to happen. The Falcons got the ball back, and then they're just going to pound, 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 pound the ball, and we couldn't stop it. I mean, it was horrible. It was terrible. We should not have lost that game anyway. But I mean, even through the air, Jair didn't play well. Drake London played great. He was covered by him. Matt Collins had a great game. Darnell Savage struggled tackling. I mean, it was horrible. Just got to be better this week. Just got to be better
Right.
this week.
Heading into the heading into this game, let alone heading into the season, whether it's Packer fans like us or people from outside the Packer world, thinking that our woes would be more on offense than on defense. They thought our defense would be solid enough and it would be Jordan Love messing up and being young and dumb or something. But he's actually done pretty well.
Yeah,
Like 5 or 6 touchdowns without an interception so far, and being in company with Peyton Manning, Tom Brady,
it's
and
crazy.
others like that. Being in that type of start. In regards to a full season start in the first 2 games. So it wasn't Jordan Love. It wasn't the offense that messed it up and annoyed Packer fans. It was the defense.
Yeah.
It was the Joe Barry side, where most thought that was going to be okay. So even though it was a loss, what were your thoughts as we continue on game by game with Jordan Love?
Jordan looks good. He looks really good. We need all the boys back though. We need Christian Watson back out there. Aaron Jones needs to get healthy. I know Elton's going to be out for a while now. Bach might be playing this week. He said that will be huge. But yeah, we just got to get healthy. Jordan looks good. Some of the throws he was making were crazy. That fourth down play that Sammy didn't catch ultimately ending the game. That was an insane throw. I've seen about a million different angles of that thing. Like 3 guys in his face, sidearmed it right into a gap. It was beautiful throw. He played so good. He only had like 100-something yards, but he had like 87 yards worth of pass interference calls. So he should have had like high 200s in a three touchdown game. I mean, Jordan played great. They need a better second running back. I love AJ Dillon, but what we've seen recently has been horrible. He's not been running great. I mean, given the offensive line wasn't great after we lost Elton, but the way that his balance, he just falls, slips is concerning, especially on like 3rd and shorts, 4th and 1. It's got to be better. But get the boys healthy. This could be a dangerous offense. They're young, fast. They don't care how much points they're going to score, who's in the way of them. But yeah, I'm excited. I like what I see for sure.
Yeah, in regards to go back to your sentiment in regards to a better second running back, I mean, I was watching the game with my mom and her boyfriend and just us here at the house, and he was saying the same thing about AJ Dillon. He just said, I don't think he's him. I don't think he's a capable running back. And I thought about that even more when today the news broke of the Minnesota Vikings getting Cam Akers. So, not saying he would have been the savior, but it would have been, nice to have a.
I don't think it's Green Bay's what they do. I mean, we've seen over the years they didn't want to go and get receivers. Why would they go? I mean, they were tried for Jonathan Taylor, but they were asking for a ridiculous amount of stuff. Christian Watson, like a second, was never.
Right, yeah, that's just Jim Irsay being Irsay, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice, but AJ before last year was like when they were going to the playoffs, he was really good. Like he was running the ball, he had good balance. He was dangerous, especially when it got to the point of the year when it was really cold. And then it was just wear and tearing people. But he's not the same right now. Maybe he's too big. Who knows? But he's just got to be better for this team, especially if Aaron Jones is going to be dealing with some hammies. But we'll see.
Yeah, because from what I've seen from social media, people are having different type of views of why this is the case. Is it just because he had to be the main bell cow and the main, running back one due to injury, or because he just works better being the number 2 of the tandem, right, with Aaron Jones. So whatever it is, hopefully he can work on it and be able to be ready for this home game, because the Saints aren't a joke, that's for sure. But yeah, it's unfortunate. Obviously, we were looking forward to being 2-0, but the only solace we have is that the whole NFC North lost. So
which makes it even worse. That's why honestly I was probably so mad Sundays. We had the game won and every single NFC North team lost. I mean, we're not worried about the Bears, but the Vikings lose again, go 0-2. The Lions lose a game they shouldn't, and then we do the same thing. It was crushing. Especially, I mean, it's only week 2, but it was a crushing early season loss. That was, those come back and get you later. So hopefully, but that was, I feel like that was a big loss. So
that's what they always say. Every game counts for a reason, right? And whether you think it will or not. I mean, this is an NFC team, whether the Falcons are good or not moving forward, but still, that counts against us in regards to tiebreakers if we're tying with someone beyond trying to win our division. But anyways, we'll try to move on from that as fans, let alone the team. And moving on with the scores of week 2, the Bills over the Raiders, 38-10. They bounced back after their loss to the Jets. The Titans over the Chargers, 27-24. That was a little bit surprising to me. Only the mere fact that I thought the Chargers were just going to be on their A game, but not that they were terrible. It just wasn't enough. The 49ers, Brock Purdy, talk about someone being good. Brock might have some doubters, but he's showing up. 30-23 win over the Rams on the road. And the biggest comeback since, 1947. The Giants come back and beat the Cardinals 31-28 after being down 20-0 and 28-7 in the third quarter.
Yeah.
The Cowboys beat up on another New York team, 30-10 over the Jets. The Commanders survived the Broncos, 35-33. They're on the road. I'm happy for the Commanders and their fans. New ownership, new life. Positive hope.
Absolutely.
That one kind of surprised me. I was thinking that the Patriots were going to be able to get the win there. Now they're 0-2 for the first time since 2001. Good thing on their side is the last time they did go 0-2, the Super Bowl in Tom Brady's young career there, the Rams. So will that happen again? That'd be a big feat though for the old ball coach with this casting crew. But yeah, probably not. But still the facts are the facts. Last time they were 0-2, they did win the Super Bowl that year in 2001. The Saints over the Panthers, 2017 on Monday Night Football, and the Steelers survived a messy game there, 26-22. I thought the Bears go out to the running back there from Cleveland getting that gruesome injury that I don't ever want to see on social media ever again. I know that was floating around enough, and but yeah, the Steelers getting the win there. Now we play the Saints next. So were you able to see any of the Saints Panthers game at all? And what were your thoughts on that game and the Saints?
Yeah, I watched all that game, and I better see a really good defensive showing. That's all I know. The Saints offense first off, Jamal Williams isn't playing this week. They have no running back. So there's no reason for them to run all over us. Derek Carr he didn't look good. I feel like our defense should cause trouble. I mean, their offensive line's not very good. The Panthers had pressure all night. We're one of the best pass rushing teams so far in the season. There's no reason we don't get at least like 5 sacks. I tweeted that out during the game. There's no reason for us to get at least like 5 sacks Sunday. I mean, and then you got Michael Thomas and Chris Olave, who are going to be a lot to deal with. But what I've seen over the years is Jair likes guys that are not aggressive and like physical and big. He likes the guys that are a little thinner, faster, like Justin Jefferson. He usually plays pretty well against him. It's going to be the same with Olave. I think Jair's going to have a really good game all over Olave, and then hopefully the rest of everyone else can help out on Michael Thomas. But, I wasn't too impressed with the Saints. Their defense is going to be good. It's going to be a true test for our offense. They got a lot of guys in the secondary. We might not have our 2 best linemen. They got Cam Jordan. It'll be tough, but I think our defense should win us the game this week. I think our defense needs to play good if we're going to win. The Saints are good on defense, so it's got to be our defense this week. There's no doubt.
Definitely, yeah, I agree. From watching that Saints game, Derek Carr not scaring me too much, and being able to, for our defense, especially our cornerbacks, be able to have a bounce back game after this Falcons, disaster of an end, and be able to get the win for us beyond it putting on the shoulders of Jordan Love to win the game. But now as we move on to week 3, we start with tomorrow's game, which pits the Giants against the 49ers in Santa Clara. I'll let you go first here. How do you see things going for the Giants there?
It's going to be a whole lot of trouble for the Giants, man. The 49ers are good. They are really good. They are scary, and they have no Saquon Barkley. And then I saw that they're starting left tackles out too this week. It's going to be bad. The 49ers are going to run through them. I mean, I don't think it's close at all. I like San Francisco by a lot tomorrow, so San Fran.
I agree because, for the Giants, they were able to face a team like the Arizona Cardinals last week, right? They were down 20-0 at halftime. They're down 20-0 at halftime in this game. There is no coming back. And my prediction would be 35-7 type of win. Giants get like a fourth quarter touchdown. The 49ers get a big win there. But moving on to Sunday, the first game. The team we just faced against the team we'll face the following week. We have the Falcons versus the Lions in Detroit. I'll go first here. I'm going to have the Lions getting the win over the Falcons, kind of like a 27-17 score type of win. But either way, good battle. I have Detroit winning. But what say you happening in Detroit?
Yeah, I'm rocking with Detroit too. This could be a testy game for the Lions. They lose Gardner Johnson. He might be done for the year with a pec, and he's like their leader in the back end. I don't expect the Falcons to throw all over the Lions by any means, but Lions' run defense isn't great. Bijan and Tyler Algier could have a big day, maybe keep it close like they did with Green Bay. But yeah, I see the Lions pulling away and winning this one.
Moving forward, the other NFC North team, we have the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota. So I'll let you go first here. How do you see our division full of the Minnesota Vikings doing at home?
This is a big game for both teams, both 0-2. I mean, you go 0-3, it's like it's going to be tough, especially for the Vikings. I think back home, the Vikings are probably the best 0-2 team in the league. The Vikings are good. I still believe in the Vikings. I mean, I like the Vikings this week. It'll be probably a really close game. Chargers got one of the worst defenses. Probably big numbers for Kirk, big numbers for Justin Jefferson. Same with the Chargers, though. I feel like the Chargers are going to put up a bunch of points. This probably be a game like in the 30s, honestly. But I like Minnesota. They need the win. Chargers need it too, but I like Minnesota more.
Right, just like that week one, I think it was the Chargers Dolphins that had that 34-35 kind of type of win. But I'm going to go with the Vikings defeating LA 36-33 type of win there. We already talked about this game, of course, our game, New Orleans Saints at Green Bay Packers. But if you have any extra stuff to bring up, let alone your prediction for the game and how you think and see it going.
For Green Bay's game?
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay needs to win. They need to win this week. They should have won last week, but they need to win. They got Detroit coming next week, which will be a big NFC North game. But if you lose this game, then you risk going 1-3. Having Detroit there, if you lose that, you're 1-3, and they can't do it. This team's too young, I feel like, to face something like that. So Green Bay really needs to win this week. It's really going to be up to their defense and their O-line and the amount of time they give Jordan. If they give Jordan time, it looks like Jordan's going to be able to cut up some defenses. So it'll be huge. I think Christian Watson's going to play this week. Getting him back will be really big for the big play, deep balls, because we've been lacking that because we haven't really had that speed on the outside, but we'll get that this week. But yeah, man, I think Green Bay is going to win. I'm not too impressed with the Saints, but I think it's going to start on the defensive side of the ball. So we need to win this week.
I agree. I'm going with the Packers, of course, to get the win. I see it kind of like their week one game against Chicago. Our defense really showing out Jordan Love, showing that he can be that guy, being the next one after Aaron and after Brett. So I have the Packers over the Saints, kind of like a 35-17 win. Mm-hmm. Maybe not exactly that much of a blowout, but just feeling like a blowout type of game, no matter what the score is. It might be closer score, but more of a blowout in regards to how it goes. Moving forward, we have the Houston Texans facing off against Jacksonville. Divisional battle there in Jacksonville. I'll go first here. I don't really see really much to say about it. Jacksonville will get the win, like 27-10. Jaguars bouncing back after a tough loss against Kansas City. So I'm going with the Jaguars. What say you?
Yeah, I'm going Jags too. I'm not as impressed with the Jags so far in 2 weeks as I thought I was going to be. They did not look good last week, and I mean, week one they struggled with the Colts. C.J. Stroud looked really good last week. I know they got blown out, but if the Jags come out slow again, the Texans on offense could jump on them. Maybe this is a game. I don't really expect it to be, but yeah, I like Jacksonville. The Texans aren't going to be able to hang.
Moving forward, we got the Denver Broncos against the Miami Dolphins. In Miami, there, that good battle there. What do you see happening there in sunny Miami?
Dolphins are just going to score too many points. Broncos, they don't have enough offense for the Dolphins, and surprisingly, the Broncos have struggled in the secondary. We all thought they had a good secondary with Pat Surtain back there, but so far in 2 weeks, it's not really been like that. Not really been good. So I'm going Dolphins. They're just going to score too many points. I like the Dolphins probably by double digits in this one.
I have the Dolphins over the Broncos, maybe a little bit closer, but still by a touchdown at least, 27-20 type of score. Miami getting the win there. Moving forward, we have Tennessee against Cleveland. The Titans versus the Browns in Cleveland. I got Cleveland getting the win, like 23-20 type of win, but I got Cleveland. What do you think here going on with Cleveland after losing their running back?
This is going to be a really low-scoring game. The Titans have showed that they have a really good run defense. And Deshaun Watson has showed so far that he still does not know how to throw a football. So I expect this to be a close game. I'm going to go with the Browns, but losing Chubb is huge, man. Their whole offense revolves around run first with Chubb, and Deshaun Watson does not look like himself yet, which is probably concerning for a lot of Browns fans. But they'll get this one done against Tennessee. Mike Vrabel, though, amazing coach. The fact that they hung with the Saints and then they beat the Chargers last week after everyone's writing them off like they're a 5-1 team. They might hang around. They might be a problem for the Jaguars still in that division, man. But I'm going Browns this week.
Yeah, same here. I mean, moving on, we got the Bills and the Commanders. I'll let you go first here. How do you see that going in Washington?
I like this game a lot this week, actually. The Commanders look pretty solid. Their offense with Bieniemy looks like it's working, obviously, with Sam Howell giving him some life and that offense some life. I like the Bills to win, but I think this is a really close game coming down maybe to like the last quarter, last couple minutes or so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I give more credit to the Commanders than most do, and I think they'll keep up with Buffalo. I don't think it's going to be the route that most people think, right? I'm still going to go with Buffalo for the win, but I think it's going to be a closer game. Maybe even the high 30s. Sam Howell actually keeping up, and being able to match touchdown for touchdown against Allen. So I'm going to go Bills over the Commanders, 27-20. Type of score, but still, keeping up at least with the Joneses, so to speak, in that game. Moving forward, a game I don't think will be close, but could be. You never know. Colts versus the Ravens, Indianapolis and Baltimore. In Baltimore, I'll let you go first here again. What say you happening in Baltimore?
I'm not fully sure on Anthony Richardson's availability yet this week, but if he's out, then it's going to be Baltimore by a lot. Even if Anthony's playing, I don't think the Colts win, but he would keep it closer than what it will be. I'm going Ravens, but it really depends on who's playing quarterback for the Colts, if it's close or not. So I'm going Ravens.
Same here. Going with the Baltimore Ravens. I don't really not too much else to say. The Colts, they're not terrible, but they're not going to have any. They're going to have Richardson. Yeah, you have Gardner Minshew, and you never know with him. Much respect to him, but I definitely see the Ravens defense and feasting on Indianapolis in any aspect of their offense. Moving forward, we have the Patriots against the Jets in New York. I'll go first here. I'm going to go with the Jets getting the win, bouncing back themselves, and I don't really much to make of this of Wilson and his progression. I mean, I know he never really been able to get the Patriots in regards to winning, but I think he's going to get his first win against New England and Bill Belichick. I'm going to go with the Jets over the Patriots, 23-20 type of win. But what say you? I mean, I know the Patriots aren't what they used to be, but they still always get the Jets no matter what. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, the Jets, I feel like their defense is going to get back to what they were. They didn't look good at all this week against Dallas. I think coming back home, they're going to be themselves again. And the Patriots aren't going to be able to move the ball much, not on that defense, but I don't really expect the Jets to move the ball much on the Patriots defense. But I'm going the Jets. Really low scoring game. It'll be close, but the Jets defense is just going to be too much.
Okay, and moving forward, we got the Carolina Panthers against the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. I'll go first here just quickly to say Seattle over Carolina, 27-23 type of win. I just see them having more potent offense. You got another rookie quarterback starting in Carolina. I don't think he's done terrible, but not sure enough he'd be able to match up against the Seattle ferocious secondary, let alone defensive line. But what say you and Carolina's chances in Seattle?
Yeah, I like Seattle, but Carolina, their defense plays tough, but their offense, they don't really have the weapons. They don't have the offensive line. Bryce just doesn't look comfortable yet. I don't know if this is really too close. It's probably just like around like a 10 to 14 point game, but I like Seattle. I don't like what I've seen so far in Carolina.
And moving forward, we got the Bears against the Chiefs. I guess I'll just quickly say here, Chiefs over the Bears. Bears keep their losing streak keep going, staying winless. And I got the Chiefs over the Bears, like a 45-13 type of win. unfortunately, and I just don't think the Bears will be able to match up defense or offense this whole game. I think the Chiefs have, um, that checklist. They're just better in every way, in every aspect against Chicago. So I'm just going to go Kansas City. I assume we're going to go in the same way.
Yeah, landslide. Chicago is a dumpster fire right now, man. They're going down the wrong direction. It's only week 3. So I mean, I love it. I mean, I don't care, but yeah, Kansas City by a lot.
I know they were in the news today on social media in regards to their coach and rated, and I hear later, that might not be true, and he's just leaving for health and personal reasons. I don't know what to believe, but
the stuff that they're accusing of is pretty bad. So
right, and no, I get that, but as every podcast needs to make sure to say that it is only accusation and not, not a verdict of guilty. But yeah, if it is true, that is pretty,
no, for sure,
pretty terrible indeed. Moving forward, though, as we do Dallas against Arizona. Arizona showed something against the Giants. That was the Giants. Dallas is a whole different beast, right? And as much as I might not love Dak, I do respect him, and he's a pretty dang good quarterback. I think Dallas is going to be able to beat up on Arizona even on the road.
Yeah.
Though maybe Arizona might have it close at halftime. Who knows? But I do have Dallas pulling it off or pulling it out after in the second half, 35-16 type of win. What say you on Arizona's chances to keep up or win?
No, none. No chances. Dallas's defense is legit. They are so good on defense, and it doesn't even matter. The Cowboys could probably score 10 points Sunday, and they're going to win probably 10-0. The Cowboys' defense is too good. The Cardinals have, I mean, no offense to whoever's playing quarterback for them, which is right now Josh Dobbs, but he's just not going to be able to score against Dallas. I like Dallas by a lot.
I roger that. And moving forward, we got Pittsburgh. They're surprised playing there against Cleveland last week. But we got Steelers on the road against the Raiders. A Raiders team that I thought and expected a lot more from them already, even in 2 weeks, right? Heading into week 3. For me, I'll go first. I'll go with Las Vegas to get the win. The Raiders getting the win over the Steelers. Close scoring, low scoring game, like 16-9 type of game. But I do have the Raiders getting the win. So do you have the silver and black getting the win?
I'm taking the black and yellow this one. The Steelers defense is also very good, and I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be able to do enough, which, I mean, the Steelers offense, by the way, is not world beaters by any means, but I like the Steelers defense more, and I don't think the Raiders defense is great. And I think the Steelers will be able to actually put up some points on offense this week. I like Pittsburgh. It'll be close, but I like Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin, I feel like they're gonna start winning games. They're better than what they're playing, especially on offense. So I like Pittsburgh.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I just see the Raiders getting a close win there or whatever. But moving forward, we got another doubleheader for Monday Night Football. They're having it 2 weeks in a row. But this first one is going to be Philadelphia Eagles against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. My game of the week here, Eagles Buccaneers. In regards to winner, I'm actually going to go with Tampa Bay. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers staying undefeated. I'm really, as the weeks go, really believing in Baker and this offense. I know heading into the season with all those viral videos of how bad those two quarterbacks were doing in camp and the bad throws and whatnot. Yeah. But Baker really showing that he come to play and fiery personality and all that bravado. Yeah. But I think they can beat Philadelphia. It's not going to be easy, but I think they can do it. And this will really be a big showcase for Tampa Bay. And if they can keep up with a team like Philadelphia, a team that is Super Bowl aspirations in the media, a lot of people picking them to go to the Super Bowl, but I think they will. I think they're going to win it in a close game. Again, just like a 23-20 game, winning it in the last second. But what say you? What do you see happening there in Tampa?
I do like what I've seen so far from Tampa, and honestly happy for Baker that it's looking like he's meant to be an NFL starter again. But I like Philadelphia. I think Jalen Hurts pieces it all together this week. He's been kind of slow the past 2 weeks, not the greatest numbers, but I like A.J. Brown was just complaining last week about not getting the ball too much. I think him and Devontae Smith have a huge night. I think the Eagles offense lights it up. I like it to be close for like a half, but I feel like the Eagles pull away. I like the Eagles offense in this one.
Yeah, I know that'll be in your backyard there, in regards to Tampa Bay in that
Oh, yeah.
home game. But yeah, I'm certainly hopeful at least Tampa can make it close to the whole game, let alone just a half.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely find out when we get to Monday. And the final game of the week, we have the LA Rams battling the Cincinnati Bengals. Yes, you heard that right. The Bengals 0-2 right now, heading into this game. I think, my personal opinion, I'll go first. The Bengals are going to bounce back, get a win here against the Rams, a team finding their identity, finding their way. It seemed like they did find their diamond in the rough in a wide receiver. We'll see if that continues for him. But I think overall, the matchup, Cincinnati just has more there and get the win. So I have the Bengals over the Rams 35-28. But I do see the Rams keeping up. And I do see that wide receiver that they found that's doing well. I even picked up on one of my waiver wires on fantasy football.
Absolutely. Me too.
But I think he's going to keep on doing well. But I got the Bengals over the Rams, as I said, for the score there. But what say you? What do you see is happening for the 0-2 Bengals?
I have no idea. Honestly, if Joe Burrow's not playing, the Bengals have no chance. Their backup quarterbacks are bad. Their preseason the past couple years, this year was, they signed Will Grier, who looked like he had a better preseason for Dallas, but I don't think it matters. Their other backup, their quarterback situation, if Joe is down, is bad. And if Joe's playing, I like the Bengals. If he's not, I like the Rams. So until we know, I'm not really sure, honestly. The Bengals need to win, especially going into the schedule. Their next couple games aren't too bad, even like with a backup quarterback. But what you've seen in preseason and even in other years, it's not a good sight. They need Joe, but I'll say the Bengals, I guess, for now. But it really just depends on Joe.
Right. No, I get that. I get.
Fire alarm's going off.
All right.
I might have to leave for a second.
All good. Do what you have to do.
Yeah, I'll be back in a second.
But yeah, that is going to be interesting in regards to the Bengals in that game. We have a good matchup there, and this whole week is going to be interesting. I know I have my game of the week with Tampa Bay and Philadelphia, and when he comes back, we get to hear his game of the week, and hey, that stuff happens. He is in college, as those know that watched when he shared a little bit about himself in the premiere episode. AJ Eller, there in Tampa Bay, going to school, sports journalism degree and everything. That's why he's really pumped and happy to be part of this show and help out as much as he can. But he also is very busy, so as much as he might know things and be able to do layouts and other things that he shares that he's good at, he just won't have time to even do that to help with the channel. But at least he's here to be able to be on the show. But I don't know why this room is so dark. I have lights on. But anyways, yeah, we'll just wait until he returns. Like I said, week 2 was what it was. It was interesting, and I certainly, was very sucked. Packers getting that loss the heartbreaking way. But it is what it is, and we deal with it that way. Then we have to have a short week, and we have Detroit there. That in its own right is going to be interesting, right? So, divisional game right after having their home opener. At least we get 2 home games in a row, but still. But I really, like I said, I really am. I want to show the helmet again, but really am happy for Baker and the Buccaneers here. And I really do think they'll be able to get that win. I know I don't mean to just be a homer for my co-host who now lives in Tampa Bay going to school, during the school year at least. But for that team, that hometown team of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a team he might actually be working for as an intern sometime soon, because he's going places. I know AJ, he's a smart son of a gun. I don't know him personally yet, but we're getting to know each other. But I know that he knows what he's doing. Really smart about sports, and the Buccaneers or any organization be lucky to have him in any form of media, period. He is a hard worker, that's for sure. But yeah, like I said, I really believe in Tampa Bay, and I really think they're going to be able to get it done against Philadelphia. A really tough matchup, tough opponent, but Baker Mayfield and his offense and the defense be able to do what it needs to do. I think altogether be able to be a great mix, great flow. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll wait a little bit until he's able to come back. Looks like they're having a little fire drill or something. Even if it is a test, everybody has to get out. Almost like, remember when you had fire drills in elementary school? It's a little bit different in college, but you still have to abide by them. I know that's what I did when I was in Oshkosh, living in the dorm for a short time. So I was already over 21, and because I was in the military and then went to college, I only had to be in a dorm for a short time, for actually a full year. Sorry, just having these. Yeah, like I said, he has to do or be part of a fire drill. That's why he's down here for a short time, but he'll be back when he can. That's for sure. And I know he's enjoying being part of the show. I know I'm enjoying having him. But yeah, this unforeseen circumstance happening. I mean, fire drills happen. Yeah, it's not that they never do, but it's just unforeseen doing it right here in the show. As as we were slowly wrapping up, let alone if it was the beginning or otherwise. But I think those that watch live or will be watching archived. Me and AJ, we love football, knowledgeable about it. I appreciate every single person that does subscribe to the channel or ring the bell, do that YouTube that you do so well and all that, and leaving your comments in the doobly-doo, or as they call it there below. For those that watch archived, and share your thoughts, maybe even share your predictions. I know, like I said to AJ during the show at the beginning, I'm going to do the quote-unquote mundane task as the host to go through the last two episodes, to include this one, to go over to include this one after the week 3 is over, to go and to put records for our picks. I should really just write my picks down. I don't have to put the scores, run them down, or just go back to each episode after the fact and put our records and see how we do. There might not be any trophies or belts on the line because I wouldn't put that on him to pay for something like that, and I wouldn't want to on myself. But I guess we can battle for bragging rights. I guess for who's going to be the champion of predictions. Because I know I don't have enough money for any of those, belts, those WWE, NFL, cross promotion, cross branding belts there that actually look pretty cool. Like for the Buccaneers or Packers. Like if we did have the money for that, which neither of us do because he's in college, and I'm, just starting a new job, would be able to, say, okay, one person won these belts, the other person or the other. But anyways, we'll see how long it'll be until he's able to return. Oh, sorry, but I guess we're just gonna have to wait here for a little bit. Apologize for the inconvenience. Just want to keep talking as much as I could, just leave things blank. Hey, it happens. I was just talking while you were gone, saying, hey, this either could have happened like before it started or right after we finished. Because I was talking about, hey, we were wrapping up, but hey, it happens, so it's not your fault, obviously.
And it was pouring raining too. Some stupid drill. Horrible.
I know drills aren't fun.
Mm-mm.
Just try it when you're in the military, and they're not that type of village drills. They're like 2 a.m. wake up,
Oh, I bet.
artillery kind of testing drills, and like the first time I had to do that, that was. I mean, again, it was in a training center, so I knew it wasn't like real, but it still was freaked me out. I'm like, what the hell? What the heck?
Oh yeah.
But anyways, yeah, but still, yeah, it's a pain in the butt. You deal with it.
For sure.
But anyways, as we talked about, the final game with the Bengals game and everything, and before we leave, you can share in regards to you, what would you say for AJ being Week 3's game of the week and why?
I think I'm going to go with the Vikings and Chargers for this one. Both 2-0-2 teams that need a win, and I think it's going to be a shootout. Honestly, I expect a lot of points. I think Justin Jefferson's going to have a really big day. I think Justin Herbert's going to have a big day. I like these two offenses going against each other. Not so much on the defensive side, but I like this for my game of the week. Both it seems like two must wins. Oh yeah, there they are right there, and then a lot of points. I like that. So again, this is my game of the week for sure.
And I definitely get that. This one was my honorable mention for game of the week because it's a battle of 0-2 teams that we expected to do a lot better off the gate, especially with the matchup they had, right? As much as we were talking about earlier about Tampa Bay heading into the season looking like garbage in a way, worried about their quarterback and with Baker just fall flat on his face facing Minnesota, right, in week 1. But be able to get that win, which, yes, Packer fans like, but, for Viking fans, it's like we should have had that one. And then the Chargers, having that 30 burger with Miami in a close game, but just losing it in the end. So, yeah, I get it. So, yeah, this was my number 2, but I definitely get it in regards to being game of the week. But, yeah, so thank you for everybody that did stay here as during our little commercial break, in a sense. And thank you for being here for the whole episode live or if you're watching archived. Again, as I said earlier, if you're watching archived, put your comments down below, your own predictions. I'll go through and put a tally in regards to record-wise. I was telling them, AJ, while you're gone, that we're not made of money, so we're not going to be able to do like, I don't know if you've seen those WWE NFL belts, but,
yeah,
because they're like $500. And and I was like, yeah, if we had that money, we might be the winner gets the other team, good, or gets the team belt or something. But I think in the end, we're just, it's just, going to be for, for the fun of it, and just for, the winner will be bragging rights, heading into the next season. I do say, though, between me and my dad, we do for picking games during the week, every single for the year. We do have actual physical trophy that we had made.
That's so weird.
But it didn't cost too much because we had someone make it. But still, trophy that's traveling for March Madness and for the NFL season. I'll send you pictures of that later. But anyways, thank you for everybody watching otherwise. And however, before we go, AJ, share, as always, where people can find you on social media and otherwise.
Yep. Instagram and X, I guess now, which not used to it yet, but both those I'm AJLer0, and then not really on Facebook too much. I don't really use it for my content and stuff, but Twitter's my main one. I'm on there for more than just Green Bay too. I got my other teams on there, but I tweet about everything.
I know. I see you with Ohio State.
Ohio State, the Reds. Oh yeah,
that's gonna be a battle between us when it's Badgers when it's Ohio State week here.
For sure. But yeah, Twitter's my main one. So AJLer0 on Twitter.
Nope, really follow him. I know it was actually, to me, I don't know, maybe I was being dramatic about it, but last week when we had when he had Gunny on, and near the end of it, or I think it was even after the show. So I don't even think it was during the live airing, because it was near the end, and he had me keep your tag up there, so it must have been near the end of the show because he wanted to to follow you. So that was actually pretty cool because he's a great guy.
Oh yeah, he was awesome.
And we plan to hopefully have him on again when it works for him. But anyways, we don't want to keep AJ too much. He has stuff to do. So we'll see him again next week, and above all else, take care.
Yep.